Perfect. Hi guys, my name is Nabil. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to present today. I've been working on Metavest. I started almost a year ago and spent around 6 months just trying to figure out regulation after encountering the high barriers to entry and operational inefficiencies within the private market. Currently, the process of managing the investment lifecycle is highly manual and paper intensive. It requires multiple middlemen and is extremely inefficient and biased towards accredited and high net worth individuals, which has resulted in high operational and compliance costs, poor experience for investors, which is a no-go for the younger generation that is now currently inheriting the wealth, and purely a wastage of resources since the information that has been collected from investors is all done on paper and there is no analytical insight involved. Just to illustrate this example, in a recent conversation with one such exempt market dealer in Canada, they confessed that before onboarding an investor, the investor had to come to their office and spend 2 hours just filling out forms. They collected 150 data points and essentially were not able to do anything with it. And also, they're heavily reliant on their dealer reps, which have a churn every year, and whenever they go, they take their investors with them. To cater to these problems, we have been building a customizable securitization platform to streamline and automate the entire investment lifecycle, covering investor onboarding, compliance, the issuance of digital securities itself, payments for capital raising and funds distribution, and also reporting by leveraging blockchain and artificial intelligence. Through our platform, we're able to streamline and automate global fundraising and distribution, digitally enforce KYC and accreditation rules, automate settlement within seconds while providing early liquidity options to an integrated secondary exchange. The impact is significant. First of all, we are able to offer our users bottom line improvement through lower costs through the automation and digitization of the investment lifecycle. We're also able to allow for data sharing by recording transactional information on the blockchain. Essentially, all players within the ecosystem are now able to pull information from a shared view. There is top-line growth by simplifying the investment and onboarding process. There is more accessibility for all investor types. And by digitizing this entire process, we're also able to harness analytics while providing increased liquidity. In terms of the use cases, I started off this journey by looking at the real estate space, but essentially what I've come to realize, industries which require raising capital in a compliant manner and want to drive down costs would be able to leverage Metavest. Only in a month and a half since we have gone public with the company after building our MVP, we have seen interest from angel investor groups, real estate investment companies, exempt market and broker dealers, private equity groups, and are also looking at other opportunities in the community bond space, impact investing, and a secondary market for life insurance, very interestingly. Here are some of the product features that we have. We leverage blockchain and artificial intelligence for our platform and are able to provide an end-to-end solution for the entire investment lifecycle. Here are some of the key members of our team. I've been working at the intersection of business and technology. Leonard Edwin, who is our CTO, has been with the Hyperledger Foundation for the past 4 years as a blockchain solutions architect. Mr. Shakil is the lead on our development team and has a PhD in cybersecurity. Adav and Charles, who lead the sales efforts over here, have been involved in the real estate space and also in the capital raising space. Mr. Bashir Fancy, who is currently on our board of directors, was ex-EVP at Visa and Air Canada. And just to give you a little bit of context,
just quickly, because yeah, time is up. You can just finish quickly.
Yeah. So in terms of the market outlook, 10% of the world GDP would be stored on the blockchain by 2027, and this is really the market that we are catering to. Thank you. Looking forward to your questions.
So, any questions? Well, feedback?
I didn't quite get where you are in terms of product and stage. I'm not sure what your current status is. Can you clarify?
So absolutely. We've recently developed the MVP and we've only been in the market for a month. And we've been having a lot of conversations. All of our sales are B2B, so we're currently looking to get on our first client.
How many users do you have?
I do not. We're working towards getting our first client right now.
Okay. Tell me about validation, user validation, please.
Absolutely. All of the companies that we have spoken to, there is a clear need for something like Metavest because their process is currently manual. The exempt market space in Ontario alone raised around $90 billion back in 2018, and this has been rising.
How many companies did you talk to, sir?
I've talked to almost a dozen companies, which include exempt market dealers, alternative lending companies, in insurance provider, and also the community, certain companies within the community bond space.
Thank you.
What's the proposed revenue model? Is it going to be a SaaS product?
Yeah, so the goal is really to customize the solution for each user. So there is an upfront implementation fee and then a SaaS model based on assets under management or transactional level. And this is only the first revenue stream that we aim to tap into. Once we have sufficient supply of investment opportunities on the platform, we intend to also create a marketplace for investors to come on board, which would broaden our options in terms of revenue, and also bringing investment opportunities such as real estate developers that we've been speaking to who want to raise funds, that we would provide access to this market through a collaboration with the existing regulated entities in the market.
Thank you. Thanks, Nabil. Thanks for your presentation. So you can share your contacts in the chat with everyone. And we're moving next.